Okay. Sir, today's topic is data handling. Yes, beta. Let's see. 1 second. Class 7th. We have Zoom. This one. So let's close it. Okay. Now, in the yesterday's video, I hope most of you have seen that. Jania, your video is on, and please come with your correct name tomorrow onwards, or I will not allow you in the class. Please see. Those who have not seen it, no issue. We will discuss it just today only. So the chapter name is data handling, chapter number 3. We are just discussing it. It is Mrigha. Okay. Mrigha. Mrigha, come with your correct name tomorrow onwards. Now, in that video also, I have discussed these points. So here we will only discuss that videos, that lectures are your classwork. And here we will only discuss those points to make it clear for you. Okay. Now, but I'm coming on everything, Abbas, don't worry. Let's see. Introduction. In your previous classes, you have dealt with various types of data. You have learned to collect data, tabulate, and put it in the form of bar graph. So we have learned how to collect data, how to tabulate, and how to put in form of bar graph. Suppose you come in a new class, or suppose you take admission for the first time. What a teacher does is, first they collect your name. Suppose your name is from A, then your name is from B. Suppose Bhanu, Charu, whatever name is there, they will collect all those names. They are haphazard way with your phone numbers and all those things. After that, to make it easy to understand, they will tabulate it. Ashmit, I'm explaining that only. What is tabulate? So after taking all the data, what the teacher will do is they will tabulate it. And you all have seen the register that they are taking for attendance. It is having a column known as S number, where the roll number is coming. First column is for roll number, second column is for name, then there is dates. So this is known as tabulation. The tabulation thing is making tables. Jashanjeet, I know you are using very good features of Zoom. Don't do all these things in front of me. I think I will have to kick some of them out from this meeting. Midhansh, what happened? Why your video is on? Last warning, whosoever is switching on their video now, I will be kicking them out of the video. Kirat, last warning. Now see. So this way we can tabulate the information so that we can get the information very easily. Now you can see some examples also. In this case, you can see temperature of cities. So we have different cities over here like Ahmedabad, Amritsar, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Jaipur, Jammu and Mumbai. What we have done over here is we have written, okay, Rishi is saying, sir, you have written this in black, so we have to write it or not. I have told you the lectures in YouTube are your classwork. This Zoom class is only for discussion, only for understanding. Okay. If you want, you can take screenshot for understanding, nothing else. We will not take it as classwork. We will take it only for discussion, for doubt clearing. Okay. Now see, what I've done is in Ahmedabad, maximum temperature on which date? 26, 2006. On this particular day, maximum temperature was 38 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature was 29 degrees Celsius. Similarly, in Delhi, 38 and 28. Now, can you tell me, class, in which city was having the hottest day on 26 this date, on 20th? Which city was hottest? Better hottest I am asking. Jammu, 39. No, okay. Jammu is 41. So see the effect of global warming. The city which was known for being cold is having maximum temperature. Huh? So we should work on this also. We should try to decrease global warming. So we should decrease the emission of CO2 gas in the environment. Okay, now tell me which city is having minimum temperature on that day. Jaipur is saying Kushal. Kushal is saying Jaipur. Okay, 29. Bangalore is minimum. Someone is saying 21. Very good. Kanishka Bangalore. Parth, Naina Bangalore. Very good. So now you are able to understand the tabular format simply. Just by looking at the numbers, you are able to understand. But we saw some were confused. Some gave answer as Jammu because in tabular format we have numbers. Numbers को देखकर तुरंत समझ जाना is difficult little bit. That is why we use sometimes we do mistake while seeing the numbers. That is why we use the third way to show the numbers, and that is known as which way? Please help. Please, anyone? We may. So your voice is yes, beta. We use bar graph, pictograph. Very good. So we use these graphs for that purpose, so that just by looking at the data, we get the correct answer all the time. No confusion at all. In the numbers, we can have confusion sometimes, as you had. So please tell today homework. But today homework is just your classwork that you have done. Your homework will be to revise all this that we are doing today. Okay. Yes, beta. Through bar graph and pictograph. Nirvair, good. Ryan is saying pie graph. Good, beta. Now see. Similar to this one, temperature, you can see this football one. Ukraine beat Saudi Arabia by 4-0. So if I just write 4-0, will you be able to understand what is the information? This is only a data. 4-0 is only a data, but it is meaningless. It is meaningless. Until and unless I write Ukraine beat Saudi Arabia by, then only you are able to understand it is 4-0. So you didn't give classwork today, but actually the yesterday's video I posted late in the evening. So that's why you can consider that only as your classwork for today. Okay, Sarvagya? Okay, beta? In some time, we will be habitual with all these things. Don't worry. So I'm going slow in these 3-4 days. From next week onwards, we will increase the pace of teaching and studying. Okay, don't worry for that. Now you can see one more table is there showing data showing weekly absentees in a class. You can see on Monday, first week, you can see weekly na. So 3 were absent on Monday, 1 absent on Tuesday, no one absent on Wednesday, like this. So someone can ask you on which day the strength is maximum. Someone can ask you on which day the strength is maximum. On Wednesday. Yes, beta. So maybe the reason is we have 2 PT periods on Wednesday. That is why the strength is full. And maybe we have no PT period on Thursday. That is why the strength is lowest. Rachit is saying, please repeat. Okay, Rachit, this graph is showing us weekly absentee in a class. So you can see there are 7 days in a week. We are considering 6 working days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So these 3 pictures are showing that 3 people are absent. This is showing 1 student is absent on Tuesday. No student is absent on Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are absent on Thursday. 2 are absent on Friday and 4 are absent on Saturday. So you can understand seeing this that Wednesday is liked by all the students. That is why they're not getting absent. So maybe they are having PT periods on Wednesday, and on Thursday they are coming less. Maybe they are having 2 periods of maths on Thursday. That is why they are avoiding it. है ना? हो सकता है. This is showing something like that. So this will, motivate teachers to understand the data and work accordingly to motivate students so that the strength is maximum every day. Oh, Manit is saying no, sir. So maybe she is liking mathematics. Okay. Now we have, but mathematics is very much interesting subject. If you put little bit attention in it, you will love it to solve. Now comes collecting data. As I've told you, In the class, when you took admission, the teacher got your name, your roll number, your address, everything. Then they, what you say, they managed it. They made it in a tabular format. So first process is always collecting, second is grouping, and third is representing. So there are three phases of data handling. There are three processes in data handling. First is collecting the data. Second is representing data in tabular format. And third is representing in graphical way. Okay. So we are discussing first of all, what is collecting data. So we have to understand why we are collecting data. Then only we will be able to collect data properly. You can see over here, we need to collect data keeping in mind the specific information. Sir, in NTAB app, you gave homework of a sheet. So that sheet we have to do in our register. Yes, beta, that sheet is actually the exam that you gave in UT1. Okay. Just for your revision, I gave that sheet so that you can do it as your homework. Okay. The lectures I'm giving in YouTube are your classwork, especially the work I'm doing with black and blue pen. And yes, beta Mokshita, collecting, organizing, very good. So let's see. Before collecting data, we need to know what we would use it for. Very good, Mokshita. Now let's see. Suppose you want to study performance of your class in mathematics. Suppose I gave you a question. I gave you a work, Suppose I gave you a work that you have to check the performance of your class in mathematics. So which data you will collect? Please tell, if I say you have to check performance of your class in mathematics, which data you will collect? Will you collect marks in English? Yes. Will you collect marks in English? You will collect marks in mathematics exam. Yes, because if you collect marks in English, that will not help you to understand performance in mathematics. This is the thing that you need to keep in your mind. Before starting collecting data, you need to understand why you are doing so. Yes, beta Rishi, you are correct. Daksh, sir, I. Yes, beta Daksh, what happened? Sir, I, after that, please don't put enter. First, type the complete message, then only enter, na? So that we have to, I can study the whole message at once. Now, second is saying performance of India in football or in cricket. Now we want to collect data on football or cricket. So we can't collect for hockey. Yes, beta, we can't collect for hockey because hockey will not give us an idea of football or cricket. We have to collect for football only or cricket only. Similar way, if you want to check female literacy rate in a given area, what will you collect? Please help. Suppose you are a surveyor. I am sending you home to find out female literacy rate in a given area. Suppose in your area or suppose in Paschim Bihar only. Out of school, I am sending you to all the homes. Number of women. Okay, you will go for number of women. Very good. You will not go for men first of all because you will not waste your time. Number of female in each house. Okay, beta, you will find number of female. After that, yes, Diti is correct. Number of women who are educated in the area. Yes, beta. Sir, what female literacy rate? Okay, what is female literacy rate? First of all, what is literacy rate? Literacy rate is the criteria which we say a person is literate or not. It is different in different countries. In America, you can say, suppose undergraduates or those who have done college, they are literate. Suppose in America, they have a standard that those who have done college, they are literate. In India, we have standards like class 8, suppose. If you have done class 8, if you have passed class 8, you are literate. So these are the criteria that we keep. We want to write in this in school register. Hazel, beta, I'm again repeating, Zoom classes is only for discussion. If there is something to be written in the register, I will specially tell you. Okay, don't confuse yourself. Okay, the YouTube lectures are your classwork and Zoom classes are only for discussion and doubt clearing. Okay, understood, Hazel? Now Hazel, Okay, beta. Now, then literacy rate, suppose in our area is, if a woman is past class 8th, we will consider that as literate. Suppose you go to a home, the woman there has studied only class 7th, we will keep her in illiterate column. If she has done 8th class or 9th or 10th or 12th, we will keep her in literate column. Like this, we will collect the data. Okay, all of you got this? So this way only the people who are coming to your home are surveying. For those election time also, they come to your home. Mokshita is asking, please repeat once. Okay. The topic was, you have to find female literacy rate in your area. I told you, beta, go outside and check in every home how many women are there, and those women who have studied more than 7th class, suppose those who have studied more than 8th class, you will take them as literate. And if they have studied less than 8th class, suppose they have 7th or less, they are illiterate. Okay, as per our data. So you will go to every home and you will ask, sir, how many girls are there, how many women are there? They will tell you 4. Then you will ask, how many, what is their education qualification? Suppose they say they all are graduate, you will say there are 4 literate in that home. Similarly, you will go to next home, you will find there also. So this is the way survey happens. This is the way they collect data. After collecting data, they study the data and understand the area. Yes, it is only it is changing everywhere. Okay, somewhere till class 12th is literate, somewhere till class 5th is literate. It is a parameter which is changing on, which is changing everywhere. Okay, now second is organizing data. Suppose you have collected the data of your society. You collected the data of your society. After that, you want to organize it. How will you organize? Very simple. You will just make a column. Suppose one like this, name. And then you will write literate. Then you will write illiterate. You will write the name. Suppose the name is, sir, what is in India? Beta, don't what you say, push me in GK concept. In India, I guess it is class 5th. As far as I know, in India, it is class 5th. Because if we keep it class 12th, then the literacy rate will be very less for India. Okay? It is different for different countries. Okay, ma'am. Kritika. Now, suppose name is Ravi. Sorry, Ravi is a woman. Na? Suppose the name is Usha. And she is literate. You will mark like this and you will leave this illiterate, or you cross it like this. Similarly, you will write all the names and cross and tick like this. So you are organizing the data like this. This is called organizing the data. Okay. Now see, for example, Miss Neelam, class teacher of some class, she is doing, she wants to find the children's performance in English. So what she did, she wrote their marks like this, 23, 35, 48. So students gave their marks like this. So what do you think? Just seeing the marks, will she able to understand after 2 days who has done good, who has done bad in the subject? Oh, no, beta, Abhas, don't take it like that. It doesn't mean that you are illiterate. Sorry for that. Okay. You are actually studying right now. Na? That criteria was for maximum studies. You are still studying. Okay. You are in the growing age. So let's see. This is the data. This data can be helpful for the same time. But after 2 days, when she sees it, she won't be able to understand who was having this 13 marks, who was having this 48 marks. So she need to organize this data. And to organize the data, she will make a table like this. You can see this table will help us in every way. She will write the roll numbers one by one like this, the names, the marks. Now it is easy for her. After even 10 years, she can tell which student did good, which student did bad in that particular subject. Yes, beta. For organizing, no, beta. For organizing, don't make graphs. First, we make tables, then we go to graphs. Rishi, first we collect data, then we organize it in tabular format, and then we go for graphical representation. Okay. Now, if I ask you, out of these students, who did the best in that subject of English? Who scored the maximum marks? Ashish, you are saying 48. Very good. And who is second? Who is second in the class? Who is second in the class? First is Ashish, second is Govind. Very good. So this way you are able to understand the data easily when it is in tabular format. Okay. And teacher can also understand that Jay need some extra care. Teacher can understand, sir, why there is no subject. Okay. Maneet is asking why there is no subject. It is very much obvious, beta, that the teacher is working on only on English. Mr. Tucker, Mr. Rachit Tucker, Anthony McQuillan, I will give you time in the end to show your video, please. Anthony McQuillan, please switch off your video. Okay. So, Manish is asking, sir, why subject is not there? कोई बात नहीं बेटा. Now, Manish is asking, sir, यहाँ पे subject क्यों नहीं है? The thing is, we have name, we have roll number, we have marks. Subject is not there because it is understood that we are talking about English only. So why to waste a column for that? है ना? If you write subject, Himanshi, so don't waste time writing subject in this case. Similarly, you can see in this case, Neelam was able to know which student has got how many marks, but she wanted more. Deepika suggested another way to organize. What she said? What happened? One second. So now Neelam was able to see who had done the best and who needed help. Okay, what she has done is, sir, if she has to make a lot of subject, she will be confused. No, but not that is the reason. The reason is she is only English teacher, suppose. She wants to assess the students on that subject only. That is why she is making it like this. Okay. Now, she wants to organize data in one more way. She wants to make it in descending way. So what she has done, the maximum marks on the first number and the minimum marks on the last number. So just by seeing the data, she can tell maximum is got by Ashish and minimum is by Ajay. Sorry, Jay. So she can help Jay giving some extra classes so that Jay can improve. I hope all of you are getting what I'm trying to convey. Please tell by P if yes, R if repeat. Very good, Naina. Ranvijay, good beta. Kanishka, Vivan, Diti, Vivan, Samarth, Kushal, Aaron, Kanik, Parnik, Daksh, Jitesh, Mokshita, Maneet, Sanvi, Manya, very good beta. Abhas. So almost all of you are getting what we are doing is, we have first collected the data. After that, we have organized the data to make it meaningful, to make it easy to understand. Okay. Now we'll see the third step. What is it? Okay. Before third step, they are using a topic known as representative values. In the lecture, I've told you there are many values. In the class, I've told you, suppose you have scored some marks. Let's see this. Please see, Ashmit, this one. This will be clear to you. Suppose in the class, the marks are these 23 in mathematics. Sir, in lecture 1 of data handling, we have to write the example also, which you explained. Yes, beta. Whatever I have done there with black ink and blue ink, that is your classwork. Okay. Never ever hesitate to write. Okay. That is for your knowledge only. Okay. Yes, beta. Only 5 minutes left. So I will be discussing the last topic only. Then we will switch on our videos. Let's see what the timing is. I guess 55. Na class will over at 55. Yes, we have 8 minutes. Let's see. Yes, but you need to write lecture 1. That is your classwork. Okay. Now see, suppose in mathematics you have scored marks like 23, 35 out of 40 it is. Okay. Some have scored 0, some scored 40 out of 40, some scored 39, 37, and 1 also. Now, principal's sister comes in the class and she makes this student stand up and she asks his mark. And he is saying, sister, I have got 0 marks in mathematics. So sister will scold me in that case, sir, what are you teaching the students? They are getting 0 marks. So what do you think? Is this process correct? Asking only one student and judging me, is it correct? No, Ashmit is saying very good, beta. Manya, good. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Okay. Now, suppose next day my luck was good. Sister will come to the class again and she make this student stand. Sister came next day and now she made this student stand and she's asking, beta, what is your marks? He is saying, I got full marks, 40 out of 40. And other classes fail, 3, 5, 7. In that case, if sister praise me that, sir, you are teaching very well, will that be okay? No, because again, this 40 is not representing, this 40 is not representing the whole class. This 40 is not representing the whole class. It is only a single thing. Yes, also this 0 is not representing the class. So what is representing the class? The issue is, what single number should I give to sister so that she can understand how the class is performing? Yes, class. If we have these many values, she doesn't have that much time that she can ask everyone. She can't ask everyone, what is your marks? But she will come to class and ask me, sir, yes, beta, that is also a way to ask. Ashmit, you are correct. But she will ask, sir, give me one number of your class. I will say, sister, you can take average marks of the class, because average marks will tell on average how many students, each student has got how many marks. You can take average in this case. So first representative value is average or mean. This is the value that will help you to understand the whole data as one. We should make the chart in tabular format. Yes, beta Rishi, you can do that also. Very good. Thank you for that suggestion. But in this case, we want to find a representative value. So for that, we have to use a value which can represent the whole class, and that is average or mean. And we all know the formula of average or mean is sum of all observation upon total number of observation. This way only you find your percentage also. What you do, you add your marks in all subjects. Suppose your marks in English you have added, in Hindi you have added, in maths you have added, upon number of subjects 1, 2, 3, you divide by 3. This is known as finding average or arithmetic mean. I hope all of you are able to understand why this. So please give example of average. Okay, beta, Nana, I'm giving 1 second. Suppose I think example is there. Okay, let me give you my example. Let's see. Suppose you have got marks in maths 30, that is out of 40. In English you have got 35. In Hindi you have got 20. In suppose science you have got full 40 marks. Now what is your average marks? Yes, beta, I know 4 minutes are left. This is the last question we are doing. What is your average marks? What you will do? You will add these marks, that is 30 plus 35 plus 20 plus 40 upon total number of observation, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 observations are there upon 4. Now you will add it 60, 80, 120, 125 upon 4. That is, if you solve it, you will get the answer in point. 4 3s are 12, 4 1s are 4, 0.10, I guess, or 12. Whatever it is, you can solve and check. Okay. I hope all of you got this. So today we close it over here only. We have 2 minutes left. So let's watch